What's up guys, it's Drew from Taylor Tech. It's been a while. It's been a couple months. I apologize for that. We went on vacation and I had quite a few projects around the house I just had to get done. But we are back and we have the WyzeCam. The reason we have the WyzeCam today is because some new features came out, and that is Alexa integration. So if you're not familiar with what the WyzeCam is, it's a $20 or $25 camera, depending on how you look at it with shipping. So I've had 3 plus a pan cam once that came out, set up for quite a while. This is one that Wyze sent me out to review. We're going to do a little bit of a review, but mostly check out the Alexa integration today. So let's get started. So if you're new here, what we do is product reviews, DIY guides, and installation guides, and other random smart home things. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and make sure the notification bell is on. What you doing?
I didn't see you. What are you doing right there? Can I get in a video with you?
Sure.
It's funny though.
It's funny?
Yeah.
Well, this little guy has to go back to sleep. Say bye.
Bye.
Oh, go on. So these little cameras have been taking off lately, and the reason for that is the price. You may recognize these guys with some of their competitors that actually use the same body. They claim it's got some different components inside, but this one is, along with the pan cam, which is a pan and tilt camera, use pretty much the same camera, if you ask me, as some of the other guys. But what sets Wyze apart is the software. It's by far, hands down, much better than Xiaomi or some of the other brands out there that I've tried that have the same body style. It's got night vision, full 1080p, two-way audio, motion detection. It actually all works really well, especially the motion detection. And the best part about them, it's free. There's a 14-day free cloud storage on these guys. There's no monthly fee. You pay for the camera and that's about it. And it also has an SD card slot, which you can record for motion events or 24/7, which for a 32 gig SD card, it'll hold for like 3 days. So you pay for the camera, you pay for an SD card, and that's it. So let's open this up and we'll hop into the app and get it added to my account, so we can check out the adding process into the account, as well as just the app that it uses and some of the features. So in this box we just have a power cable, which is a micro USB, and it's actually pretty long, which is a nice feature. That's 6 foot. That's 6 foot cable. There's the power brick, and this is a little metal plate with some 3M adhesive, and the bottom of the camera is actually has a magnet in it, so it sticks right on there. You can stick this metal disc onto anything with the 3M tape, and then stick the camera, and you are good to go. So there is no battery in this camera. You can't really expect that for the price. So as long as you have power where you want it, then you should be golden. Now, a big controversy with these things, everyone wants them outside. I have mine outside, I'm not gonna lie. They don't advertise them to be waterproof or even water resistant. They're meant to be indoors. So take that for what it's worth. But everyone puts them outside underneath their eave or in some kind of modified box. I have one of them in an old birdhouse I had. I have the pan cam underneath my eave attached to my soffit. I actually have 2 of them like that, and I haven't had any issues yet, and it seems like most of the community hasn't either. But they don't say that it's water resistant or humidity resistant or anything like that, so take that for your own risk. Now let's take a look at the camera itself. We have the micro USB in the back, which the power cord will plug into, and you'll notice that we also have a USB port, which that is for daisy chaining to another camera if you wish. So you only have to have one power cable going from an outlet into your camera, and then the USB port on the back, you can daisy chain that to another camera, and I think you can power up to 3 cameras off one outlet. So moving on down to the bottom of the camera, there's a setup button as well as the micro USB card slot we were talking about, and it does have a rotating base and tilting, or you could just fold it up flat to have it a small profile. I believe these have 4 IR LEDs on them as well, and it has decent range. They advertise 30 feet, and I believe that's pretty accurate. I'll show you an example here. There's also an indicator LED on the back, which you can actually turn off in the settings if you don't want that bugging you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to plug this in, get it booted up, and then we'll hop into the app and get it added to the account. Now we are flashing orange, so that should mean we are ready to go. So I'll hop into the Wyze app. If you don't have it yet, just search for Wyze and it should pop up, or Wyze Labs, one of the two. Now, as you can see, here are my current 4 cameras that I have set up. But in the top right corner, I'm just going to push the plus button, and then I will choose the WyzeCam. And now I will push the setup button.
Ready to connect.
Ready to connect. As you can see on my phone here, I'll push I heard ready to connect, enter my Wi-Fi name and its password. I'll keep in mind this does not work on the 5 GHz network, just the 2.4.
QR code scanned. Please wait.
Okay, well that was fast. So a QR code popped up on my screen, and you just point the camera at it about 5 inches away, and it said QR code scanned. Please wait. So I'll push OK, and then it just said setup completed. Phone just popped up, said binding complete. Camera name, we'll call this, where am I going to put this one? I think in the front, so I'll call it front yard. Check. Start use. So it's saying we need a firmware update. So while this is updating, let's just talk about how fast that was to connect. That goes to show you how good the software really is. This is a US based company, but I believe it still works outside the US for all you guys not in the US, but they are based in the US, and their coders and programmers are really trying to strive to make this the best software for these types of cameras, and so far they really have succeeded. Alright, so it says the firmware is up to date. That took about a minute or so, and there we go. And now up in the top left corner it defaulted to SD, so I'll switch that over to HD. We don't want no standard def. So just looking at the app straight away, you can see that there is a green box wherever there's motion detected, and you can just see the accuracy of that and how well that really works right off the bat. So if we go into the settings, we can change the alert settings. This is where we'll turn on motion detection and sound detection if you wish. I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now. We can deselect full screen, and this is a cool feature. You can actually select the zone that you want motion detection to occur. So this is similar to like an Arlo Pro or something like the, oh, you saw the notification I just got. So motion sense that front yard because I just turned on the motion alert. You can set the zone, I'll just set it to that for now. But this is something that even some of the $100 cameras don't even do. So already we're already ahead. So we can turn on sound detection and smoke alarm sound detection, so that actually listens for the smoke alarm chimes or the CO alarm chimes. So I'm going to turn those on. Those are obviously only going to work if you have it inside, but it'll send a notification to your phone if it hears the smoke or CO alarm going off. So that's a great setting as well. You can set an alert schedule if you want. Hop into advanced settings, turn night vision on and off. This is where you can turn off the camera indicator light. We can rotate the image 180 degrees if we install this upside down. Timestamp watermark, record sound, and sync the time with your phone. And if you go into local storage, this is where it would work only if you have a micro SD card installed, which I don't in this camera. Let me just hop back to one that I do have an SD card installed, and that's the Birdhouse Cam. So now you can see how fast that loaded. So let's go back into the advanced settings and local storage. So I have it to record events only. Which means it's not recording 24/7. It's only going to record when it senses something, and it's going to record for as long as something's going on, and even past that for about 30 seconds or so. It's going to record back for about 2 weeks or so. That's from my experience with this particular camera and how much motion there is in the area. It'll record back about 2 weeks, which is pretty nice. From here you could also format the SD card, and it tells you how much is remaining, and obviously what that does is it erases the oldest stuff. So let's go back. You may have noticed in the advanced setting I have night vision off, and that is because I have plenty of light out there at nighttime. As you can see right here, if I just turn this around, you can see that it's pretty well lit on my back deck. I have some lights that actually aren't on right now that are typically on, and you can see the difference if I do go ahead and turn night vision back on. So there's a glare on the side of the birdhouse, so that's why I have it turned off. Typically that wouldn't be there if you were installing it outside or inside the house or something where that wouldn't be an issue. So here we have the pan cam. This one is quite far away from my router, so it does have some issues here and there. I do have night vision turned off on this one also, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that one back on just so you can see the kind of range it has. So it lights up the ground pretty well, and I would say the ground is about 25-30 feet from that camera. So the built-in IR LEDs on these things are pretty good. The pan cam actually has 6 IR LEDs. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correction up here. But as you can see, it looks pretty good. So down at the bottom are the controls to actually move the camera side to side. It's very responsive. This one's pretty far away, so sometimes I have issues with latency with it. But as you can see, as soon as I press down, it moves for me, and it goes 360 all the way around, and then it will stop, and it'll tell you at the bottom you have reached the end. And then I can just swing it back around. I can go up. Like I said, there it is mounted at the bottom of the eave there. Go back down, and I can circle around my entire yard for $37 for this camera. Now, honestly, it's unbelievable. How much are Arlo Pro cameras? $200 a piece, and you can't do this, that's for sure. And it's just stationary like these are, and these are $25. So a few other features of these: motion tagging pan scan, which will scan every 10 seconds. I will leave this going as I talk. It will continue to scan into preset areas every 10 seconds, I believe. So there you go. It's scanned by itself to the next station. Wait 10 more seconds and it will scan again, I believe in front of the cars. There it goes, points at the garage. And then it will scan one more time all the way around. There's also an option for motion tracking, which if I turn that on and someone walks in front of the camera, then the camera will actually follow that person or or whatever is being tracked, such as a car or something like that. But keep in mind that the cars won't get tagged because I have that motion zone set. As you can see in alert settings, set that zone, and I have the zone just by the sidewalk, so it may pick up someone walking down the sidewalk, but it won't pick up any cars. So I also have one in front of the garage as well as on the deck showing the pool. These are both currently having some issues with both of them. This one popped right up. The only issue is I don't have good Wi-Fi out there, so I need to get some extenders. They drop off sometimes, but this one fired right up for me. So let's check out that Alexa integration real quick. I know this video is probably going to be longer than I expected. So if we hop over to the Alexa app, so what it is it is a skill. So if we go to skills and games, and then we will search for Wyze. There it is. We'll just enable it and then sign into your Wyze account and accept. And now it has been successfully linked, and all you have to do after this is discover devices. Discover devices, and now all 5 of my cameras should show up in my things in the Alexa app. Okay, so that is done discovering. So let's see if we can find our cameras from Wyze. So there's one birdhouse cam. So it just says it's a Wyze camera, it's connected. There's not really much you can do from the app. And I'm just going to go ahead and assume the rest of them are in here. Now if you're wondering why that camera is called the birdhouse cam, and that's because it's actually installed inside a birdhouse to kind of keep it stealthy. I'll show a picture of it right up here, and also to keep it protected from the weather. So now, the Alexa integration works with the Echo Shows, Echo Spots. It does not work with Fire Sticks, unfortunately. That may be coming in the future, it sounds like. But it also works with these Fire tablets. And like I said, you can pick these up for super cheap. And this will work with any of them that support Alexa. So I think that's 4th generation and up. This one is a 6th generation Fire HD 8. I picked up for 40 bucks on Woot a few months back. It also will work with the Fire 7s that are 4th or 5th generation and up. But regardless, it works on these, so you don't need to buy a Show or a Spot. You can just have this, you know, maybe sitting on your kitchen table or mounted to a wall like I have them. So if you have the 7th gen Fire tablets, it's hands-free Alexa, so you can just say, Alexa, show me the name of the camera. Just like a Ring doorbell or something like that would. But this is a 6th generation, so it's not hands-free. You just have to hold down the home button, and then it shows up at the bottom there. So here we go. Let's start with the birdhouse cam. Show me the birdhouse cam.
Okay.
Waiting for WyzeCamera. Keep in mind this is going from Amazon servers to Wyze servers, back to Amazon servers, and showing up on the camera, on the tablet. So there you go. That took like, what, 3 seconds? And it's full quality, it's lossless. Once again, keep in mind that the exposure is off a little bit on this one because I turned night vision on, so it's a little bit weird on the sides. But there you go. Let's try the pan cam now. Now this, before I forget to mention, this does not work on the version 1 WyzeCam. It only works on the version 2 or the pan cam. Show me the northwest corner.
Okay.
Yo, we've actually we got audio and video, obviously. The motorcycle just driving by. And the as you can see from the timestamp in the corner, it's full frame rate, full 15 frames per second with these cameras, and we're not losing any frames. It's going pretty well. There's another car. Now you can't pan and tilt from here. That's kind of unexpected. Now let's try this camera here. I'll just point this like that. Show me the front yard.
Okay.
Oh, looks like we had an issue. Is that what I called it? Front yard? I think so. Show me the front yard.
Okay.
There we go. Now it showed up.
There we go. Now it showed up.
So we have a couple second delay. But that's not bad at all. That actually works really well. And the microphone sounds surprisingly well. Surprisingly good. Like I said, these do have two-way audio, so a good microphone and speaker is a good plus. So I want to try something else. Those the WyzeCam showed up on the screen in like 3 or 4 seconds. Let's compare it to the Ring video doorbell. Show me the front door.
Okay.
Okay, it's about the same. But I will add, let me turn this down. I will add the video quality. I'm gonna have to give it to the WyzeCam compared to the Ring video doorbell 2, at least the night vision. But in my experience, the daylight is also better on the WyzeCam version 2 than the Ring video doorbell. Keep in mind you can do this on the Echo Show, Echo Spot, and any Fire tablet that has an Alexa integration, which is everything from 4th generation and up. That's pretty awesome. $20, $25 for these things. You definitely need to go get some if you want any kind of security around your house. The way I look at it, as far as putting them outside, it's $20. If it breaks, if you get water damage from it, it's not the end of the world. Go get another one and learn your lesson and maybe put it inside shooting through a window. But if you do that, you got to remember that the infrared LEDs will not shine through the window, so you may not have a very good picture at night. But you could also pick up an external infrared floodlight to put outside that's waterproof and then have this pointing through the window. These are definitely worth it. I don't usually give the go-ahead. I usually just say, you know, take the review for what it's worth. But I've personally told family members and friends about these things, and they've went and picked them up right away, and they all love them so much because of how cheap they are. Another thing that's so great about these cameras and the company itself is their customer support is good, and they add new firmware and app updates almost weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, to fix any kind of bug issue that the community comes up with or they find themselves. They do quickly patch any kind of bugs. So the firmware updates alone is great, not to mention the app support. I sound like they're paying me to say some of this stuff. They're not sponsoring this video or anything. They're just good at what they do. So pick some of these up. You're not gonna regret it. Put them all around your house. You can get 8 of these for the price of one Arlo Pro camera. I mean, it's a no-brainer if you ask me. I'll leave links down below to Amazon. That's the version 2 and the Pan Cam on Amazon. Both, that's the easiest way to get it. It's the same price from their website. I'll also leave a link down below to their website. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next video. And remember, stay smart.